Today we're talking about how I went through 3 different visas before I got my final visa here in Korea. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you're back, welcome back. Hi, my name is Fama. I am currently based in Seoul, South Korea, and I opened a business here in Korea, and the concept of my channel is to share my journey, my struggle, my ups and downs, and hopefully that can help some of you guys if you want to come to Korea, open a business, or anything of that sort. And every time I post a video, I also post a review on a Korean drama that I watched or liked or not liked. I watch a lot of Korean drama, like 400 plus, so I think I have a pretty wide understanding of Korean drama at this point, but I love them, so I'll be sharing a lot of that. So as you guys know from my previous video, I came to Korea first to visit, right? So I visited, I was with my brother, and then he left, and then I stayed, and then I studied. So I went to Sogang University. I stayed there for a whole semester. And when I was there, I was not on a visa for a student. I was just on a regular tourist visa because I'm part of the visa waiver program. And you know, those countries, it means that you can stay in many, like there are different countries, but you can stay in those countries for 90 days without actually requesting a visa. So that's what I did. And because I didn't want to go through all the process of visa, and seriously guys, I just hate immigration. And I think I thought some places would be better than others, but at the end of the day, it's all the same. No matter which country, I think all the immigration office are just the same. It's just a pain in your butt. So, side note. So once I left, and I got, once I did my classes and finished my semester and graduated from my semester, whatever, I went back to Paris. So when I decided to come back to Korea a year later, I came on a visa waiver program. So because at that point I didn't know exactly which visa I was going to do, I knew what I wanted to do in Korea, but I didn't know how to navigate the system, right? So then of course I came back, and what I did was I did a lot of research. So one of the most popular thing here in Korea obviously is the E2 visa, which is the visa for the teachers, right? But I'm not a teacher, and even though I lived in New York and then I can speak English and all that, to get that visa you need to be from an English speaking country, like US, Canada, and South Africa, UK, like New Zealand, like this kind of thing, right? So if your passport doesn't have that, you cannot get that visa. So that was the first thing. So that was out of the question. So then after doing a lot of research and actually meeting a lot of people, because at that point when I was already in Korea, I was already in my mindset of what I wanted to do in terms of business, right? So I was going to a lot of events, networking, trying to meet people, doing more research. And as I'm meeting people along the way, people are telling me about this D10 visa. So I had a friend, my friend Mona, and she runs also her business with her Korean partner, and she mentioned the D10 to me. But from what I understood, at that point, it's like when you get the D10, you have to there are a lot of, it's a point system pretty much, kind of, and they have a lot of requirements. So you have to you have to graduate from one of the 500 top school globally, and then you have to have a certain age and stuff like that. So it's a point system, right? And then so that was part one, and then part two, I went to the Seoul Global Center, and which is like kind of the center of Seoul. They have different locations, but it's like one of the best thing that you're gonna like hands down in Korea, that's definitely one of the best thing here for as a foreigner, is they have this system where you can go there and then they have everything in the same building. So, you know, you can go to immigration, you can go, I mean, depending on which area you are, but the immigration office is there. You can do your Korean languages. They have how to help you, like if you want to run a business, they have consulting and stuff like that. So it's very, very, very helpful. So when I went there, they told me that I should go for the Oasis program. And I'm just like, Oasis program, what is that? So I think I also did a video like a couple years ago about that. So, you know, I'll link in as I'll link I'll put the link in the description as well. And what it was it's a program pretty much that teach you the basics of running a business in Korea. So pretty much what you have to do in terms of getting the visa, what are the paperwork you're gonna need, some of the law, into like labor law, tax, you know, so kind of, you know, an introduction to literally opening a business in Korea. And then it's a program that has, the Oasis program has, I think, 7 to 8 classes, something like that. And those are kind of workshop and they work per hours, right? So if you do Oasis 1 is literally like the introduction. So I think you have to do, it's maybe 15 or 16 hours, something like that. I'll get all the detailed information and I'll put it in the description. But you know, usually, for example, for the Oasis one, it's like it was a whole weekend for me. So it was Saturday, Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then when you finish on Sunday, you get a certificate. And with that certificate, you can apply for the D10. Now, I spoke about the D10 before, but there are 2 types of D10. That's the thing that a lot of people didn't know, and I didn't know, and a lot of people still don't know. So if you're interested in opening a business and, you know, and you don't know which visa to start with the D10-2. Not D10-1. D10-1 is the one that technically people use like when they want to look for a job. But if you want to apply and open a business, you need to get the D10-2. And then once you get the D10-2, you can transfer to the D8-4, which is the investor visa. So that's also another thing. So we get told, and because also, like I said, I did a lot of research. So I went to KOTRA, which is like the Korean Trade Investment organization here in Korea for foreigners who want to kind of invest money in businesses in Korea or open a business, right? So when I went there, they told me like, okay, you need the D8. If you want to open a business in Korea, you need a D8 visa, which is accurate, right? But then there are different type of D8, number 1. And then number 2, the condition is if you want to open a business under the D8, you need to invest $100,000, which is a lot of money. And not everybody has that amount of money. So what I did was I was like, okay, so I knew if I wanted to open a business and get that visa, I needed to have $100,000. But then this is the twist. When you do the D10-2 with the Oasis program, that helps you to transfer later on to the D8-4, which is the same visa that they mentioned at KOTRA for the investor, but then the $100,000 are waived. So you don't have to pay for that, which is pretty awesome, right? So a lot of people don't know that again. So again, you don't need to spend $100,000 if you want to open a business. You just need to go through the process. And the process is you come to Korea, you do the Oasis classes, you get your certificate, you go apply for a D10-2, and then you have, I think, 1.5 years or 2 years to apply for your D8-4. And what's going to happen during that period of time, you have to establish your corporation, and you have to also keep doing the Oasis classes. Like I said earlier, there are maybe 6 or 7 classes. So you have to keep doing them throughout the 2 years, right? And when you get the D10-2, you need to extend every 6 months. So, and you have to actually have a plan. It's not that, okay, let me get the D10-2, I'll wait 6 months and then extend it. You have to actually show and prove that you actually did something. So for me, it was pretty clear. Like, I wasn't trying to just get a visa to get a visa. I was literally trying to build a business. So every 6 months, I had proof that I was taking all the Oasis classes, and then I created the company, I registered the company, and then on and on. So every 6 months you can do that. And then I finally last year in July got my D8-4, and then for that it was what I needed to do was the big thing for the D8-4 is you need a patent, right? So it has to be design or anything you want, but you have to show like some kind of like intellectual property, and then that's kind of one of the requirements. You cannot really, I think you can get away with it, but because it's also again there are some requirements, so you have to. So again, I'll link the information below, and then you guys can see more of it. So yeah, so that's about it. So last year July I did my D8-4, and now I'm officially technically investor visa, and this year July I extended for another year. So once you get the D8-4, it's 1 year, and then you can extend every year. So yeah, so that's my journey about visa. I hope that was helpful. I hope you guys learned something. So remember, if you want to come to Korea and you want to open a business, you have to go through the process of the D10-2 and then the D8-4. And then there is another visa. It's a trade visa. It's another option that you guys can do as well, but I'm talking from my personal experience. So it was D10-2 to the D8-4, and that's what it was. So I wish, to be honest, somebody had told me all this information before, so I'm sharing it with you. Hopefully like that's gonna help somebody, and that's about it. If you have any questions, let me know below. I'm more than happy to help, and you can DM and send messages and share your comments, and then we'll talk more about it. And now it's my favorite time, K-drama review. Okay, so today's K-drama review is about one of the first drama that I watched. I think that's probably the second drama I watched when I started my journey, and it's Secret Garden. So I know a lot of people are gonna say it's very cheesy. Some people didn't like it, some people like it. I just loved it, and I think for me it's just the fact that it was the first time that I encountered such, and I agree, it's really cheesy and it's very cliche, but for me it was something very new, and I think that's like, stayed with me somehow. And it was for me a lot of new things that I never kind of seen before. So the drama is with Ha Ji-won and Hyun Bin, and it's all about this. That was the first time I encountered the concept of chaebol, and the concept of like rich guy, poor girl, or like how it's like the two different worlds like colliding. So it was something very. I had it with Boys Over Flower, because that was one of the first drama. That was the first drama I watched. But I think maybe I was in that high of this type of concept or drama or storyline. And for me, I just loved Ha Ji-won. I just love that actress. I think she's amazing. I'm in love with her. I watched literally all her dramas and movies. So I think if you guys are into cliche, or you just want to spend an afternoon and just like not think too much about anything, like I would recommend that drama. It's also, there's a lot of fantasy in there, because the concept is they switch body. So it's kind of like the concept of Freaky Friday, I would say. But at that time, I wasn't really aware of that concept either. So everything was kind of a little new to me. So that's why I guess I was really interested and attracted to it. And yeah, that's about it. So I I personally recommend that drama. I think that's a great drama. I want to know what you guys think. Maybe you guys think like, oh, this is so cliche. How could you recommend this drama? But, you know, I think what's this really great about Korean drama is like you have different type of different styles of drama, and then everybody can find what they like. So if you never tried like this really cliche drama, like give it a shot, you know, give it a shot, see. But yeah, I think that was it for this drama. I don't want to say too much. I want to read your comments and see what you guys think about it, and then I can chat with you guys more in the comment section about it. Okay, so that's about it. So I hope you like this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and next week we'll have another video, obviously talking about other part of building a business in Korea, and I'll share one of the most recent drama and one of my favorite actor as well. Hope you guys get a good rest of the day, morning, night, wherever you are. Bye.